What's up, my friends? 25-6 on these public picks for the last 8 days. Got a bunch for you right here, right now. Let's go. Kind of going to bop around today. Yeah, it's like I just aged myself a bit. They're using the word bop, but that's what we're doing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 5.5 rebounds. Where am I going with this one? Going to look at probably, I'm actually going to try to get as many in as I can, be honest. Maybe 6 to 8. All right, going to try to do 6, 8, 10 picks, as many as I can. I've only got a certain amount of time here, so let's get to it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, under 5.5 rebounds. First pick. Yeah, all right. So, books, totally juicing this one to the under right now, literally across the board. Doesn't matter where you're looking. Best line I could find was PointsBet minus 125. I did post that to the Dub Club members today, so you guys can grab that over there. Make sure your Telegram is turned on, by the way. You can just enable Telegram notifications at the top of the Dub Club website. You guys can do it there. Now, again, most lines juicing it. Minus 130, minus 135, minus 136, minus 135. Cross bet, 365, Bet Rivers, Barstool, and DraftKings. So, I mean, it's getting juiced. The under, it makes sense. He's played the Clippers twice, both games. He had 5 rebounds against them. This year, he's been under in 62% of the games, averaging just 4.8 rebounds. This is a pretty aggressive line. I actually am surprised. I thought we would have seen 4.5, and then maybe minus 120-ish for the over. At that 4.5 line, he's hit the over in 55% of the time, which, implied odds is right around minus 120. So I honestly do not understand the 5.5. And when I saw that this morning, I immediately was like, this is off. Something's not right here. And I looked at it and I love it. So, and you're looking at the last 2 months of basketball as well. He's actually been under in 67% of the games. And this is even with him playing 35.5 minutes over that time frame. So no matter how many minutes he's playing, he's just not hitting that over. The Clippers are a much better rebounding team when both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are active. Zubac's been getting more minutes. This team is just, and Westbrook also is a very good rebounder. This team is just a good rebounding team. They're getting better as the season progresses and they're healthy. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George expected tentatively to both play tonight. So I like the under there. Now on the other side, Kawhi Leonard, I also have under 7.5. Now, if you don't want to play 2 of the same player props categories from the same game, I get it. Now, I never want to do that for the same team, but for the same game, I think it's okay. But if you just don't want to do that, just pick one. I would go SGA if you're choosing one or the other. Kawhi Leonard under 7.5, another really good option. I posted this in Discord. I posted this on Dub Club. Minus 125 on Bet Rivers today, under 7.5. He's played some minutes lately. My man's been playing solid. 38 minutes per game over the last 10. Clearly is healthy. We're getting a healthy Kawhi Leonard, but he's been under this line in 65% of the games. 65%. That's crazy, right? Oh, well, today he's got the matchup of the year. He faces the OKC defense, who are giving up the most rebounds per game in the NBA. The thing is, it's not like the forwards are the position that has been dominating them in rebounds this season. It's been kind of across the board, but honestly, centers have been who has absolutely smacked them upside the head rebounds-wise. And we saw this in the 2 games they've played this year, where Zubac had 14 and 18 rebounds against them in both games. Zubac at 10.5 rebounds, minus 122 to the under, minus 107 to the over right now. We're just picking a single book. He's a fine option. He's a fine option if you like, but I'm going with Kawhi Leonard, and I'm going with the under there just because I think, this is just one of those games you're going to see, Zubac potentially pop off, some of these other guys just getting a few more rebounds. And when you look at his stats with Russell Westbrook as well, he's actually averaging just 7 rebounds per game with Russell Westbrook in there. And I think part of that is just because Westy is just such a good rebounder. He's playing more minutes. Kawhi Leonard averages just 6.3 rebounds when he plays with Paul George. I think some of these big blow-up rebound games were when pre-Westbrook and also whenever Paul George has been out. He's had 3 games where he had 9 and 8 rebounds without Paul George. 7 in another, 6 in another. So, the rebound average is up there at just under 8 rebounds per game without Paul George over his last 5. So I just think there's just a lot going against him today. So give me the under. It was a very long-winded answer for why. But here we are. All right, the next pick is very plus EV, but data-driven is shaky. Herbert Jones, under 4.5 rebounds. Underdog already moved this to 4. Let's go ahead and grab Herbert Jones before I begin talking about it so y'all can look at it. Let me type his name in. How about that? So Herbert Jones under 4.5 rebounds. Now, the books, crazy juice to the under. Minus 135 DK, minus 140 FanDuel, minus 140 PointsBet, minus 143 Barstool. I mean, way crazy high juice, way on the under here. So, I'm not concerned when we're looking at it from the odds perspective. Data-driven is a little shaky, He's been playing a lot more minutes lately. That's really the only thing that kind of concerns me. Been playing a little over 30 minutes per game over the last 10. And over the last 10 games, that's also amounted to him averaging just under 5 rebounds per game. But the juice is way on the under right now. He's been under this season in 57% of the games. There is actually 67% of the games, but the minutes have been up, right? The minutes have been up. So that's the concern. When you look at him, 25 plus minutes, he's still been under in 63% of the games, but it's just not as high. So I still think it's a good play data-wise, but, plus EV, that's crazy good odds. We're taking the under here. Again, these were all minus 130 or juiced even higher depending on what book you're looking at. Every single one except for PointsBet, I think, for Kawhi had minus 125, and I can't remember what I said for SGA. It was Bet Rivers for minus 125, I believe. So every other book, though, minus 130 or worse. All right, next one, Trey Murphy, 3-pointers. Another spot here where we are leaning heavily on making plus EV picks here and not being too concerned about the data. But I do like to try to find like a data-driven aspect to it. So Trey Murphy playing more minutes lately. He's played 35 minutes per game over the last 10 games. That's a lot for him. And guess what? He's hit the over in 8 of the last 9 games because of it. The one game he missed, he had hooked with 2 3-pointers against OKC. This line and the data are glorious for him. So it is juiced minus 130 or higher on every single sportsbook I find it on. He did play the Spurs earlier this year and had 5 3-pointers in a game where he played 33 minutes and another game where he only had 1, but he only took 3 3-point attempts in 28 minutes of action against them in the other game. Spurs are allowing the highest 3-point percentage allowed in the NBA this year. 39% is like video game bad. They just leave people open beyond the arc. So guys like Trey Murphy, who live out there for their scoring, the bulk of their scoring from the outside, Trey Murphy shooting 8.5 threes per game over the last 10. I love this one. And in fact, if you want to take Trey Murphy on books, it might be a fine option to take like a minus 130 and then just take like an alt line for this game or something for the Pelicans and just give yourself cut the juice a little bit, get down to like minus 110, minus 115, if that makes it more comfortable for you. So I like Trey Murphy more than 2.5 threes. And here's the last one today. You guys get a little 5 flex, okay? So Tatum. Now, I'm going to be honest. This morning I thought they were at home, and I was like, slam it. I'm all over this. Give me this. Give me this every single time Jason Tatum is at home. And then I got out of bed, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They're not at home. But you know what? I don't care. By the way, if you ever get Jason Tatum 28.5 at home, slam it. It's just, that is a steal. He averages just under 32 points per game at home. He has been like the Kawhi Leonard away games, take the unders. Jason Tatum home games, take the overs all season for me, all the way up to 29.5. Matchup irrelevant to me. So keep that in mind. On the road, it's much worse. He's actually only been over 47% of the time at 28.5. However, my friends, he plays the Sacramento Kings. It's a 238.5 point total. Boston favored on the road today. 120.5 implied team total. 121.5 implied team total. I mean, that's a ton of points. Sacramento also on the second leg of a back-to-back. Boston minus 190 money line. The Celtics are jockeying for playoff position. Not entirely sure who will be active tonight for them, and it's also irrelevant. I just do not care. No one's going to be able to hang with Jason Tatum defensively. He has been really good this season, averaging 30 points per game. Even his road average is fine. He's averaged 28.3 on the road. So it's not like a crazy bad split on the road. He's just a little bit more inconsistent. But give me this. The matchup is glorious. Sacramento gives up the sixth most points per game to both I should say top 10 most points per game to both small forwards and power forwards when you're looking at the combo. So give me the over, man. I freaking love this pick. I mean, Kelly Olynyk just had 19 against them. Kyle Kuzma had 33 several nights ago. You know, anybody who has like a decent chance at scoring some points here is going to go bonkers. Giannis had 46 last week. Jason Tatum, I just think, is in a fine opportunity here tonight with that massive total. Sacramento being on the second leg of a back-to-back. And the Celtics needing to play their stars as many minutes as they can handle. And you're seeing Jason Tatum do that, 38 minutes per game over the last 10 games. So give me the over. There's your flex 5 for the day. Just do me a huge favor if you could. 2 things. Number 1, help. Yeah, I need your help. Hit the like button. Drop a comment down below. Hopefully we sweep 5-0. And if we don't, please, give me some leeway here. 25-6 in public picks for the last 8 days. We had 4 swept videos. Y'all been getting some goodies. So if I have a bad night coming up, and I've just been waiting for it to happen. I've been waiting for my views to go up and everything to go up. And then, of course, on the biggest view day and all that, that's when I'll completely chalk a slip and everyone will just stop watching me. So, give me some leeway. It's going to happen sooner or later. It's gambling. So hit the like button, support free stuff. And also, my friends, if you could just do me a massive favor, if you want, this is super helpful, head on over to my Dub Club down below. Click on any of these categories, and you can end up getting them. This would be $5 per month, $5 per month, $10. So you just use promo code DONUTS when you click the subscribe button, and it takes off 50% from the first month, right here, 1 month package. You apply it by typing in DONUTS, and it makes it $5. Just do that. Check it out. Hopefully you win with me, and I will see you on the inside. Have a good day, my friends.